Well, what's going on, Average Joes? Today, let's address the elephant in the room. I am the elephant, and this is not my room. So, what's going on today? I'm going to talk about some of the read-alongs that I have coming up soon, August, September, November, throughout, even starting maybe at the end of July or start in July, mostly August through to October, I believe. But before that, as you notice, this is not my normal room. This is not my normal setup. I am away from home right now. I've traveled back to the States. I'm in Northern California for a couple of weeks, so this is where I have to record, which means the video quality is going to be down for a little bit, which is very unfortunate. I am not a fan of this, but I'm doing the best I can with what I got. So this is what it's going to be until I, maybe figure out a better solution or something. So that's what's going on now. That's why this looks like this, but it'll be back to normal in a couple weeks. So today I'm going to talk about the read-alongs that I'm doing. I realized that they started to stack up a little bit, but um, I'm kind of doing read-alongs in chunks, it seems, because in the spring I was doing two or three at a time, and then I took a break during the summer because I had some reading that I just wanted to do that it wasn't more hard any read-alongs. But now they've sort of stacked up, but I still want to do them. There's only three or four right now, so I'm not really too worried about it. And I still like to leave room for mood reading because I am big into mood reading. I've mentioned that a lot. And I still like to, I mean, there's always going to be something that pops up, there's still a lot of Kindle Unlimited books that I've been reading through and wanting to get through. So always going to be a fan of Kindle Unlimited books. Speaking of, in the description, there is a link to my Kindle Unlimited list. So it's just a list of books that I pin there if you're looking for recommendations. That's not a buy me books link. It is a, hey, these are ones that I found on Kindle Unlimited that want to read. So if you want to go check that out, and if you're needing some more books for Kindle Unlimited or whatever, you can use that link. Anyway, so read-alongs, what's going on? First one that I actually need to continue this month, started in June, was The Black Company. I mentioned it in the past. We're going through that small. I think it's turned into a small group now of people on Mike's Book Reviews Discord. And there's only a couple of us reading. June's book, the first book, was kind of rough, and I was glad for the break, but I haven't picked up book two yet. I still plan on doing it. It's mostly because I've been doing the Indie Accords readathon or read along. I mean, whatever it is. So because I've been doing that, I'm reading a whole bunch of mysteries and thrillers, and once I finish the one that I'm on now, I'm going to jump back into the Black Company book two. I think it's Shadows Linger, something like that. So book one was pretty rough. It was very confusing. It was very much a unreliable narrator, but to like a extreme degree. Like I understand some things because it's like a journals that he's writing the annals, but like you don't even know he's writing the journals till like you're a quarter of a third through the book. Like I didn't actually specifically know that it was happening. It was just like you're just thrown in there and you're just sitting on his shoulder while he's writing these annals, basically. So it was very confusing, but you kind of pick up things. I do like the world. I do want to get more into it, and I just heard the first book's rough anyway, so we'll see how it goes. Looking forward to book two. I should be picking that up pretty soon. The book I'm on right now is pretty short anyway. Been reading The Roaming by, I don't know who it's by, but it's basically a zombie apocalypse book. But I will be doing a full on video dedicated to that one coming up. So Black Company's Continuous Shadows Linger, and then the whatever the third one is, which is in the first Black Company Books of the North omnibus. Then I think after that, Ashley has proposed on the read along, she's proposed a more advanced or more bumping up the reading schedule because each omnibus is only like 700 pages. So that's like kind of like one big book instead of breaking up one small story each. We'll do one omnibus. So we'll see. That might accelerate things and move some things around. We'll see what happens. But I have the first two omnibus anyway, so I'm at least going to be reading the first, six books, the first half of the series, no matter what. I'm committed to that. Sorry if you can hear people revving their engine in the background. Like I said, I'm in a hotel. All right, next that I have been looking forward to very, very long time for well over a year and a half. I have owned the first two of these books, and Obviously, Alan from the Library of Alexandria has been talking these up forever at ad nauseum. But Senlin Ascends, the Books of Babel, will be starting. I will be starting in August, and I think those will be a great balance to the Black Company. Maybe we'll see, but very much looking forward to that. And people on his channel, and I think even on Holly Hart's channel, a lot of people are going to be reading one of the Books of Babel a month leading up to the release of the final and fourth book in November. So Sentinel Ascends in August, whatever book 2, I think it's like Hod King or something like that in September, whatever the third one is, something about the Sphinx in October, and then the final book in November. So that's going to be happening. And I don't think those books are very long either, but I'm very, very much looking forward to those. I've been looking forward to those for a very long time. So if you've been looking forward to or been debating on reading Senlin Ascends or the Books of Babel, I suggest jumping in August with the first one and reading one a month until the release, because a whole bunch of people are doing it. Not that you should read what everybody's reading, because you just read what you want. I don't really care, but it's kind of cool to go along with some of these as well. I've been enjoying them. So Senlin Ascends 100%, and then the next one, I don't even know if I should be starting such a large series, but Shadow of the Apt. This is the actual official read along on Alan's channel. I think he's like Shadow of the something with August. I don't know, something more clever than my brain can remember right now. So Shadow of the Apt, I know almost nothing about this. This was just a very impulse shiny object that looks cool. I've never heard anybody talk about these books, and the read alongs happening. I think I voted for. This is like my number 2 choice in what he put out there for his read along. And it sounds really interesting. It's a 10-book series, so it's pretty huge, but the read along is only the first 4 books. So we'll see how it goes. I think I bought the first 2, maybe, or at least the first one, maybe the first 2. A lot of times I like to buy at least the first 2 just to kind of commit, especially bigger series. First books typically tend to be rougher or slower because you need to build the world, you need to build the characters, you need to actually get into it. You can't just throw too much at people at once, and you also have to have some interest. There's a balance for some of these series. So yeah, I'll at least be reading the first 4 probably with the series, unless I'm just really, really not interested in the style. It would have to be some like really flowery, prosy writing for me to just back out and quit for that. So Shadow of the Apt, there's something to do with bugs and insects, like genetic mutation with insects and people. I just read the synopsis again, and there's a wasp kingdom and some other things, and all the book covers, at least the newer book covers, have bugs on them, and they look really, really cool. Also, the book covers. But so I'm pretty much going in blind for those, which is kind of nice sometimes. And yeah, so that's the third one. So I'll be doing at least 3 of these per month, and depending on what the Black Company is going to go. It might be an entire omnibus come September, maybe if we do that. I'm not really sure, which would be kind of big, but it'll just mean I'll get it done faster this year. I think I want to finish all of Black Company this year. So that's kind of how my next 3 or so months are going to be. And that's just the baseline of, okay, this is how I'll read them. And it's kind of nice having balancing between series. I don't really mind. I try not to be in the middle of too many of them, but there's a plan to actually go through and finish. And it's good to have breaks in between series sometimes, versus I've gotten away from completely binging. Like I like to have all my books out and ready to read and in a small window, but I don't completely binge because series fatigue can be real. And at times I might get to the point where I'm just like, I just want to be done with this. So it's a mix of going through it fast, but also not too fast. So, and that's why these read-alongs are so awesome. And it's good to pair multiple of them, because you have your in-between books already scheduled. And if they're different enough, then it'll be great. So those are the main read-alongs. And then I'll also just putting out some other ones that I want to do. I already read book 1 of Powder Mage, the Crimson Empire, Books of Blood. Crimson Campaign is next. So I'll be finishing Powder Mage. So there's 2 more books that I will be fitting in this time, whatever months that I can fit them in. I might have it in August. I did really like book 1. It was really cool, and I'm interested to see where it goes moving forward. Powder Mage is going to happen. There's 2 more books. I brought Insomnia here with me by Stephen King. I should probably hold it up, but whatever. I brought inside. It's the only book that I brought with me. I didn't want to. I'm reading everything on my Kindle right now because traveling Kindle it's so much easier. But I brought Insomnia because I have it on mass market paperback, so I might read that while I'm here. I'm not sure. With all these books on Kindle now, I mean, honestly, I might just power through those. And Insomnia is pretty long. It's like 800 pages or something. So I have Insomnia. I also have a career book, a book for work that I need to get through about traffic. So Insomnia, yep. And then, as always, I'm still going to continue with mysteries and thrillers, and those are just great in between books in general. I will read so it's middle of July now, and I'm going to move to the second Black Company book soon, and that's only 200 some pages, even though the first one was pretty short too, but it was a fairly slow read because it was hard to get into. And thank you for turning on while I'm recording. So it was kind of hard to get into, so it was a slower read. But I do want to continue maybe some others with the Indie Accords reading challenge. I still have a couple that I want to get through, but some of those have been really good. Actually, I found some really good reads. So mysteries and thrillers are always good to throw in, and I've gone through my Kindle list that I own. I've apparently just randomly bought several of them that I just have, and I don't even know much about. But it's like, oh hey, this is $2. This is on my list. Why not? So I can always just throw those in. I need to get back to the Sebastian St. Croix series. It's definitely one of the mystery series that I love. And we own the first 11 books, and I think I'm only up to 6. So I really need to get into those. And those are super fast reads, like 2-day reads, 270 pages, something like that. Very casual. But that's what's going on with me and reading going forward for this point. Audiobooks going on right now. I picked up found this doing the reading challenge, The Girl Beneath the Sea series. That's the name of the first book. I don't know what the other books are called, but they are included in Kindle Unlimited, and I'm on the second one right now. Fantastic books, really cool, really good, unique mystery. So really enjoying those for sure. I've got a nonfiction that I have to read for work. That's going to happen. And yeah, I'm not sure what else, but I've got a couple of audiobooks loaded. I have a couple of credits that who knows what I'm going to get into. So if you got any, I guess, suggestions, let me know. And lastly, for read along. So if I don't have enough books to choose from and read already, I am kind of interested in the Shelf Space books picks of the month. I've only just discovered that this happened. I know I've listened to watched so many people's videos, especially like Alan's and a lot of people's videos that say, "Oh, I read this for the Shelf Space, book this month, blah blah blah," and it's like all year. I've been seeing these videos, and I had no idea where these lists are. Like if they just have their own gaggle and they talk to each other. I don't know. I never knew, but now I do. Now I found it, and all 3 of them sound interesting. The Dark That Dwells is on August. Now I own the physical copy of that book, but that is back home, so I can't really read that. September, Hyperion. I own since Hyperion. I bought it last year. I've owned it for a while. Another one that, when I have books on my list in Kindle or whatever, I just scroll through. If something's on sale, then I just buy it. Impulse. Here you go. It's $2, $3, $4. So I have Hyperion. Everybody keeps ranting and raving about it, seeing how awesome it is. So I might pick up Hyperion in September. And then October is Guards. Again, I also have this one. I've been wanting to get into Discworld so bad, but I just haven't found a place to do it. And I know they're really short books. And like back in, I think March, I opened the book up. I almost got into it, but I detoured to like a last minute pivot to something else. But they seem like great in between books. And I even mentioned them in my low commitment series that's to start. So I should heed my own advice on that one. So that's what I have going on. My fruit drink. That's my reading. Okay, I'll wrap this up. What do you got going on in the next couple of months? Are you going to join any of these read-alongs? Do these interest you at all? What other read-alongs are you doing that you're interested in? I know Steve Talks About Books always has some buddy reads going on, and I think it's awesome. I've missed a lot of his, or I've already read some of the ones that they've done, and I know Anthony Ryan is one that I wanted to get to, but now it's just like things are getting so full on my plate, on my schedule, that might have to be pushed to the side. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So, what are you reading? What's coming up? let me know. We'll chat more in the comments.